The crystalline spires of the Galactic Confederation's flagship Serenity's dawn gleamed against the backdrop of Earth's blue marble as it settled into a stable orbit. For 3 cycles, the galaxy's most accomplished diplomats had debated this moment, first contact with the species that had somehow managed to split atoms before they'd even left their home system. Mino adjusted her neural interface headband for the 10th time, her fingers trembling slightly as she reviewed the cultural briefings. As the Confederation's youngest xenobiologist, she'd studied humanity for months through their own transmissions. Their art, their music, their literature, all of it spoke of a species capable of profound beauty and devastating violence in equal measure. "You're overthinking this," Denial said from across the shuttle's preparation bay. The seasoned diplomat's forearms moved with practiced efficiency as he arranged the ceremonial gifts they'd brought, rare metals, advanced medical technologies, and star charts mapping peaceful trade routes throughout the galaxy. "They call themselves the most violent species in their local spiral arm," Mino replied, pulling up holographic displays of human history. "Look at this. They've had over 200 major conflicts in just the last millennium. They've weaponized everything, from sharp sticks to antimatter." Denial's photosynthetic skin shifted to a calmer blue hue, "which is precisely why the Council selected us for this mission. Your scientific background and my negotiation experience. We represent peace, Mino. We represent hope for a species that's known nothing but conflict." The shuttle descended through Earth's atmosphere with barely a whisper, its advanced cloaking systems rendering it invisible to human detection networks. Their destination? The United Nations headquarters in what humans called New York. Intelligence suggested this was where humanity's various tribal leaders gathered to discuss planetary matters. As they materialized in the assembly hall during what appeared to be an emergency session, Mino couldn't help but marvel at human diversity. Unlike the genetic uniformity of most spacefaring species, humans came in dozens of variations, different skin tones, facial structures, body types. Yet somehow they functioned as a single species. The hall fell silent as nearly 200 human representatives turned to stare at the 2 aliens who had just appeared among them. Mino activated her translation matrix and stepped forward, following diplomatic protocol to the letter. "Greetings, people of Earth," she began, her voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber. "I am xenobiologist Mino of the Galactic Confederation, and this is Senior Diplomat Denial. We come bearing an offer of peace, friendship, and integration into the galactic community." The silence stretched on for several heartbeats before a human female at the central podium spoke. "I am Secretary General Martinez. We've been expecting this day, though not quite like this." Denial glided forward, his diplomatic training taking over. "The galaxy has watched humanity's rapid development with great interest. Your species has achieved remarkable technological advancement in an incredibly short time span. The Confederation wishes to offer you our hand in friendship, advanced technology, medical breakthroughs, access to peaceful trade networks spanning thousands of worlds." "In exchange for what?" The question came from a stern-faced human male in military dress. "Simply your agreement to abide by galactic peace accords," Mino explained, projecting holographic displays of the Confederation's achievements. "No more warfare, no more weapons development. Join the community of civilized species and embrace a future of cooperation and mutual prosperity." The humans exchanged glances that Mino found difficult to interpret. Their emotional broadcasts were unlike anything in the xenobiological databases, complex, layered, with undercurrents she couldn't quite understand. Secretary General Martinez cleared her throat. "We appreciate your offer, truly. But I think you may have misunderstood something fundamental about humanity." "Please enlighten us," Denial said, his diplomatic smile unwavering. The human leader gestured to the assembly around her. "You see warfare as humanity's weakness. You see our conflicts as evidence of a primitive, violent nature that needs to be corrected." She paused, meeting the eyes of representatives from every nation. "But you've misunderstood what those conflicts represent." Mino felt a chill run through her exoskeleton as Martinez continued. "Every war we've fought, every conflict we've endured, It hasn't been because we enjoy violence. It's been because we refuse to bow to tyrants. We fight oppression. We fight injustice. We fight for the freedom to choose our own path. The Secretary General's voice grew stronger. You offer us peace in exchange for surrender. You offer us prosperity in exchange for our independence. That's not, Denial began, but Martinez raised her hand. 3 hours ago, our deep space monitoring stations detected 17 different alien fleets positioned throughout our solar system. Your peace envoys came with enough firepower to glass our entire planet. She smiled, but it wasn't a friendly expression. Did you really think we wouldn't notice? Mino's neural interface blazed with incoming data from the Serenity's dawn. Human vessels were emerging from what appeared to be empty space, hundreds of them, their hulls bristling with weapons that her sensors couldn't identify. Somehow, humanity had developed cloaking technology that surpassed the Confederation's best efforts. You want to know what's truly terrifying about humanity? Martinez continued, standing straighter. It's not our capacity for violence. It's our refusal to be conquered. Every species you've peacefully integrated gave up their weapons, their independence, their right to self-determination. They traded freedom for security. Denial's skin had shifted to a deep purple, distress colors that Mino had rarely seen him display. The Confederation brings order to chaos. We end war. You end choice, came a voice from the back of the assembly. But humans don't do well in cages, even golden ones. The holographic displays around the chamber suddenly shifted, showing real-time images of the alien fleets. Each one now had multiple human vessels in close proximity, their weapons locked on target. Here's humanity's answer to your peace, Martinez said quietly. We'll trade with you gladly. We'll share knowledge, art, culture. We'll even help you fight whatever threats exist out there in the dark between stars. Her smile became sharp as a blade. But we will never surrender our freedom to choose. And we will never allow another species to dictate the terms of our existence. Mino realized with growing horror that humanity hadn't been caught off guard. By first contact, they'd been preparing for it, waiting for it, and they'd turned the Confederation's own overwhelming force into a strategic disadvantage. The galaxy will not stand for, Denial began. The galaxy will learn to, Martinez interrupted, because the alternative is discovering just how creative humans can be when their backs are against the wall. And trust me, Ambassador, that's not a lesson you want taught. As emergency klaxons began wailing aboard the Serenity's dawn, Mino understood with crystalline clarity why humanity had seemed so different from every other species they'd encountered. They hadn't just survived their violent history. They'd been forged by it into something the galaxy had never seen before. A species that would rather die free than live in chains. And in that moment, she realized the Confederation had made a terrible mistake. They hadn't come to save humanity from their violent nature. They'd come to learn just how terrifying peace could be when offered at the point of a sword.